KVAL investigation. If your home was an ex-meth lab, would you even know it?
As KVAL's Kim Quintero explains, dangerous chemicals could be lurking right under your nose in this special report.
Jake Andreessen is one serious house cleaner.
As you can see, it looks like a brand new house.
The private contractor was hired to decontaminate this Eugene home from dangerous toxins left behind after a methamphetamine bust.
The meth lab was actually over there in the den. That's where all the chemicals were discovered, which is our TV room now.
Andreessen believes in his services so much, he and his wife now live in the ex-meth house. His home is just one of more than 300 buildings in Lane County documented by the state as a former drug lab. But some are even more camouflaged.
In North Eugene, the shed you see behind me used to house a meth lab, but the owner never had it cleaned up. You'd never notice just by looking at it. There aren't any hazard signs, no fence blocking it off. The lawn seems to be mowed, and just yards away, there's a housing complex. And you see that steeple back there? That's a church.
I know this house, there was the blue house over there, and another house over there that were all seized and drug raids.
Back in 2005, authorities hit the jackpot when they found chemicals, glassware, and methamphetamine in the backyard of this Eugene home on Cinnamon Avenue. 2 years later, Ethan Clark and his family moved in.
And they just closed it right away. To show me pictures of what the house used to look like.
When the landlords first revealed the home's history, Clark says he was apprehensive.
Of course, as a parent, yeah. I was, but we went through and they showed me everything they did to it.
Oh my gosh, I had to fix the tile in the kitchen, learned how to do that.
And painted the whole interior.
Joe and Sandy Poirier said the house still needed a lot more cleanup than what the state deemed acceptable. In Oregon, once a building is reported as a meth lab, it's classified as unfit. After the building is cleaned to government standards, it's removed from that list and receives a fitness certification, meaning it's safe. If the owner does not disclose a former drug lab as required by law, the only way for you to find out is to contact law enforcement or the Department of Human Services. The law does not apply to landlords and hotel managers.
Unless the police have been there, how would they know?
If the illegal drugs were never reported, you'd have to get the home tested to find out if toxic residue was left behind. Oregon requires owners to make sure there are no more than 0.5 micrograms of meth residue per square foot in a house. That's about 3 grains of table salt in a football field. But Andreessen does not agree with what the state says is safe for your family.
So we don't want any residue at all left behind in someone's home.
Why not?
Why not? Because we don't want to have any health hazards.
In North Eugene, Kim Quintero, KVAL News.
Exposure to meth chemicals can cause breathing problems, irritation, nausea, dizziness, even decreased mental function, kidney damage, anemia, and cancer. To find out if your home has ever been on the list of former meth homes, call the Department of Human Services. The numbers there are on your screen, 971-673-0195. You can also find this information at kval.com.
And that's also